got the nerve button on repeat and we're gonna smash. Come on in, I assure you that we're open. Shoe polish on our signs cause our locks are always broken. You need that view askew? You know we got you, dude. Showing gratitude and always smiling, never rude. Top 5 movie reviews and what's new. We bringing out the big guns when we coming through. Welcome to the stage. Come on, enjoy the cast. Hurry up, don't come in last. You know we love it, the sacred thing.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Live from the Secret Stash. I'm one of 3 hosts today, Christian Cordes, joined always by...
Hi, I'm Michael Zapsik, and I did not sleep with another woman. My fucking phone is on. I want it out there, but I did not sleep with another woman. And to my right,
Jack Welsh.
Oh, we're already starting off with burnt toast today, gentlemen.
God.
How y'all doing?
Apparently
you're pretty good.
Aside from everybody fucking accusing me of doing shit I didn't do,
Mike's got a strong marriage, okay?
God damn it. Yeah, actually, I'm doing great. How about you, Jack? How's everything?
Doing well. Can't complain.
Jack's also got a strong marriage.
Yeah, boy. Not to anybody, but, he figures, he's married to his work.
He's married to his work. There you go.
Excellent.
It's all good here. It's all good here at Jane South Pump.
I'm thinking about just breaking off one of these things and having it hanging down.
Oh, don't do that. That's my style. That's my thing.
Gotcha.
Can't be rocking broken glasses. That's only me.
Stealing your stuff.
It's part of the iconography, literally, because people use
iconography. I got you. That's good. That's like. So, has anybody been watching anything really cool lately? Because I want to throw this out there.
Creature Commandos.
Let's talk Creature Commandos, because I want to also talk about. I just finished up season 2 of Shrinking.
Ooh, another good show.
Another great show. Holy God,
I haven't seen it.
Apple TV, Jack, get on it.
Same co-creators of Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's got that same kind of vibe, but it's an entirely different show creatively. Plus, Harrison Ford in his first ever TV show.
Oh yeah.
Well, aside from his appearance in
1923.
In 1923.
and in Indiana Jones.
The appearance in Indiana Jones. Yes. The one-off appearance.
Yes.
But
the holiday special.
Okay. What holiday special?
That's exactly right. No holiday specials for you folks. No, but that's Shrinking. Yeah, Harrison Ford's great in it. And if you don't have Apple TV, I think you can buy like a 6-pack of toilet paper and
it just comes with it.
Yeah, give you a month free of Apple TV.
Really?
Yeah. Metamucil.
I'm not even kidding. Like, go to Costco or something and buy like it's the weirdest bundle thing.
Yeah.
Like, it'll come with it. Like, you want some toilet paper? Here's Apple TV Plus too. Like, thanks. I'll wipe my ass with this while I watch Apple TV.
Yeah, right.
And that's probably a good use of your time. Multitasking. So that's good. So Shrinking's good, but let's talk about Creature Commandos, because we did not really talk about it last time. We did say it's good.
Now we can dive into why.
Yes.
James Gunn, this was the start of the brand new DC universe for both film, television, and apparently video games, which the games I'm curious about. But this show set that universe off with a bang. I adore Creature Commandos.
And well, you should.
And I actually didn't know much about the Creature Commandos as like a comic book or like an idea. Like I knew more of what Doom Patrol was than the Creature Commandos, but like slowly learning like who these individual characters are, and then also seeing what survived post James Gunn's Suicide Squad, because there's elements of that come back into play with it.
Yes,
and even elements from Peacemaker. Like it's
we have some crossover characters.
We have a lot of crossover characters, but what I loved about it is that it's its own unique style. Like it's not something that feels like Peacemaker. It's not something that feels like the Guardians of the Galaxy. If anything, it feels definitely more akin to the Suicide Squad, but it definitely feels like Suicide Squad, and they were just like, steroids.
Yes.
But like,
when John Travolta took that adrenaline, just jammed it right into Uma Thurman's
oh
heart.
yeah, 110%.
There you go. Yes,
high octane show.
Yes, Creature Commandos. The original conceit is from
putting on the comic college hat.
Boy.
What's up, 3 Alarm Comics? They're saying hello.
Weird War Tales. Well, let me just double check this. Weird War Tales. DC and Marvel both had their military branches.
Affiliates.
Yeah, military branches, if you will, of comic books in the 50s and 60s. And it was actually, they were pretty cool. However, that being said, DC let theirs go on a lot longer because it was Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos, and they were great.
Who was hinted at in the show, right?
No.
That's Sergeant.
You're thinking Sergeant Rock. Yes.
Yeah, Sergeant Rock.
So yeah, it was Weird War Tales. 93 was the first team appearance of them. Weird War Tales number 97 was second appearance of them. But you had all these creatures. Initially, they were like a part of Task Force X, and they went and they fought the war. I mean, World War II. You had Frankenstein. You had, I think her name was Nocturna.
G.I. Robot, was he a part of this?
G.I. Robot, I don't think he was his own thing.
Oh,
or was
really?
he part of it? It's been a while.
Listen, as I've said, we're not a political show, but I love G.I. Robot.
He was great,
Matthew Shreve.
He's
Elliot
become my
Lucky
new
Taylor.
favorite meme lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, it's, he's, would you like to go and kill Nazis with me?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I mean, the answer obviously is yes.
My favorite new meme of his is that's what a Nazi would say. It's him squinting his eyes.
G.I. Robot Jake 2, he became a member of the Creature Commandos. It's true.
Mhm.
There we go. Project Monster. So, I mean, this is, they took it, James Gunn brought it into the 21st century. So, you've got all these monsters who, you've got a werewolf, which they had sort of in Weasel. You have a Frankenstein, but you have a female Frankenstein, and there was
the Bride.
Yes, and the Bride. But you also had the regular
Frankenstein.
But in Creature Commandos, in the comic books, it was like a Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
Because why the hell wouldn't he be? And zombies and all sorts of stuff, and they fought on the side of good, and they treated them like shit. It was like, get in there, Creature Command. Why the fuck would you call your regiment Creature Commandos? I mean, they're like, hey, it's like I don't know. It's a lot of things that I could think of right now, but calling them
it's very
the worst
self-deprecating.
Possible. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just deprecating. And they're defecating on them too. So it's like trying to keep them
Weasel,
in there.
maybe more than anybody.
Yes.
But yeah, was this also the first time that we've actually seen this particular crop of DC characters at all? Like, was this their first?
You mean
time
in other media other than comics?
Yeah, because
Yes.
I mean, at least in this current iteration of the Creature Commandos.
Yes.
Because I don't recall any DC animated media with any of these characters before.
No.
Which I find exciting because I'm like, oh, okay.
Dr. Phosphorus. I'm trying to think if he was in Batman.
Yeah. I thought he was like either a one-time thing or
He might have been in Batman. I don't know. I'm gonna.
I was just gonna ask you about Dr. Phosphorus. Genuinely, I genuinely didn't know if he was like originally part of the Creature Commandos, when it first came out, or was he a Batman villain?
He was a Batman villain, yeah. Because his setup is pretty much the cartoon got it right from Detective Comics. And this is, if you look at the Creature Commandos, they are essentially like the Suicide Squad, like a legitimate Suicide Squad. They send him out because they kind of hope they die.
There's the Suicide Squad, which is like the A unit, and you would almost call the Creature Commandos the C unit, where it's just like, yeah, these are the real Expendables.
Yeah, and you also wouldn't want that as like
you don't want to say that.
and you also don't want to have that like in print because it looks horrible.
Oh yeah, no, it's awful. So you were talking about how they portrayed Frankenstein in this particular version, and I think it's one of my favorite portrayals of Frankenstein.
Yes,
because of how ludicrous it is.
Oh, it's amazing.
They made him so incel-y.
He is horrible.
It's hilarious, and especially hearing David Harbour play him, it's like, but I love and him thinking he means it, and I'm like, you don't know shit.
Like, what is this? It's bird dropping soup. Tastes horrible, and he keeps eating it, and you're like, holy shit! All right, well, there you go.
But I like that. I also loved how they kept not necessarily intertwining, but like kept showing you where these villains came from, like where almost that one bad day kind of scenario where like everybody has that bad day where this ends up creating this character. Like Dr. Phosphorus's fucking backstory is just
it's tragic,
horrific.
Of course it is.
And then same goes for Weasel, or at least like that part of Weasel's backstory, because I guess that there's more that we don't see.
We haven't seen it, no.
But even that, like even those characters, even the bride's origin story, which creeped me out, by the way. Like because you know the legend of the Frankenstein and the bride and all that stuff, and it's just like the scientist falls for the bride. Yeah. Okay.
You never
no.
You never saw that? You never saw
no.
Penny Dreadful did it. The original did it.
That was something I did not know. And I was like, that's weird. But it was just so twisted when he then was like, but you were made for me. So we literally twisted up the fucking scientist and put him up. Like, just the idea of even any of this being introduced in the new DC timeline is just so ludicrous, which is why I love Creature Commandos, because it kind of sets the bar for what's to come for me.
Of course.
And I'm like, okay, so this is where we're going with certain things.
No, not just certain things, but like almost everything else. I mean, I love the fact that we've got Metamorpho, we've got Guy Gardner, we've got Mr. Terrific to look forward to, because as I've said before my father passed away, he knew who the fuck the Guardians of the Galaxy were. Nobody knew who the Guardians of the between 1986 and 1993, 92. Hold on, wait a minute. No, 1970. The last one was
2014.
No, but no, they got a second revival.
They did, but
no. Well, no, you have no idea what I'm talking about. They got a revival right before Jim Lee and company jumped ship from Marvel, because Jim Valentino was doing Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, I know what you're talking about. That there's two distinct runs. Like that's where the characters that they hint at the end of the movie are from like the original run. Yeah. And then isn't Star-Lord like the 90s run of the characters?
No,
he's not.
No,
okay.
No, because they never got put together until Annihilation.
Ooh, okay.
So, and my buddy Scott Haverman out there, I know you're watching, Scott, because I saw you in there. But Annihilation came and created the Guardians of the Galaxy that you know now.
Oh, okay.
So, and they even brought Vance Astrovic back in time, so he was here.
I would like to clarify though, like I was oversimplifying things because I know lineups will always change in comic books, but like
they were in the future. They were in the 31st century.
No. I'm just saying in general, in terms of lineups of characters. But like Yondu though is one of those characters that was a part, or at least a version of him was a part of the original lineup of Guardians.
Yeah, and
that's where that knowledge base comes from. Though
he was from. Oh my God, I'm reaching into my withered cortex. I think it was Alpha Centauri, and he was that bow and his arrows they flew true, and they were psionically
linked. Okay.
So it wasn't just he didn't have just one; he had a whole like quiver full. But that's what he was. He was like ping, ping, ping. He was the archer.
Okay.
It wasn't just like, you got this stick that like a baton that goes around killing people, which would have been cool. Like, so, but he was an actual bowman in the original, where they were set in the 30th century, 31st.
Okay.
Almost like the Legion of Superheroes, but this is Marvel's take. And then you had the Crystal guy, who was Martin X. Then you had not Star-Lord. You had Starhawk. Starhawk. And then there was Charlie 27 and Nikki, who had like hair that was on fire because she was from Mercury.
I love the exactly. Why not?
Because
why the fuck not?
And they were fighting this alien race called the Badoon, which were like giant lizard people. Because again, why the fuck not?
But I mean, isn't that just kind of the case in most?
Yeah, it's like
books?
the Gorn,
it's just like, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Hey, let's put all these legendary creatures of DC Comics into a squad called the Creature Commandos. Why the fuck not?
Why wouldn't I? And for having, you got James Gunn who's like, we could do let's put Guardians of the Galaxy in the 21st century. Let's do that, which is great.
He does know how to do teams very well.
Oh my!
Because that's one of the things where sometimes shows will come out and it's about a team and it is not balanced. Like sometimes it's very clearly this is the such and such show and here are his sidekicks. Where
like the X-Men.
Yeah, where this is definitely like the team effort show. Everybody kind of gets equal playing field and equal screen time. And
they're all equally interesting. Like you've got Rocket Raccoon, and we just put it up on our wall yesterday. So anybody who wants to buy the very first edition of Rocket Raccoon.
Rocky Raccoon.
Good man, yes. Remember. Yeah, we found it was in a Marvel magazine.
It's on the wall?
No, it's on our virtual wall.
On the virtual wall.
Yeah, I'm letting people go. No, actually, I just redid our wall. So it's pretty badass now. So you're going to have to take a look at it.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yes.
Okay. I loved it so much. And I know it's going to be a long time before we get a season 2, depending on whatever Gunn is tackling next, because I also like that he takes the reins for these first few projects, just to be like, here's the level footing, let's go off from there. And I like how the focus isn't necessarily on the big picture, where we're not building up to the Infinity War yet.
No, it's much cooler to have stuff like on the edges.
Yeah. Where it's linked and they will be crossovers, but it's not the requirement, like it's not going to be like, oh, we're only going to see this Batman if a Superman is here. Like I'm really enjoying the direction of where he's taking this so far. And the next thing we get is Superman.
Yeah.
So if this is where we're jumping off, I'm excited. I loved Creature Commandos. And then, yeah, that's at least my take on it. What did you guys?
Well, real quick, was Blue Beetle technically the first movie of the new DCU?
The character, apparently, but not the movie. I don't know how that works.
Huh.
Like, I think that they do want to keep Homeboy that played him, but I don't think that the movie itself is canon. I'm not entirely sure.
What's his name? Zombie? And how do you say his name?
I'm not going to try and say it because I'm going to butcher it.
I think I just did.
But Zombie. I love the Blue Beetle movie, and I know that's not.
Me too.
So, for some reason, that's not a popular opinion. That movie was awesome.
I have no idea why you wouldn't like that. That Abuela was amazing.
All those characters were incredible.
Her to be my Abuela.
All those characters were incredible, but you got to remember, as a Hispanic kid, I'm sitting there like, oh shit, this is so cool. Like, this is I recognize those family members, like the archetypes and all that type of stuff, and it was just so awesome to also see like the completely accurate Blue Beetle, but also hint at the legacy stuff to come, which is why I'm like, please push for that more in this new DC, because like I want to see that as well. Like, DC
has such a rich tapestry and such a big history that you can dive into just about anything and come out with like fistfuls of stuff. And like, even you're looking at I look over there, I see we have I like a Green Arrow action figure, like within my line of sight. And I'm like, even Green Arrow he's an awesome character. And it's a dude with a bow and arrow who dresses in green. Because why the fuck not?
But that's really funny because like you're talking about like reaching in and you could pull out so much.
Because
Green Lantern is that to a T.
But I'm saying Green Arrow, you pull out so much Batman shit when you pull out Green Arrow, and you pull out Justice Society shit when you pull out Green Arrow. You pull out Justice League shit when you pull out Green Arrow, because Green Arrow essentially is a rich guy who was stranded on an island, and he took his cues from Batman. Anything Batman had, Green Arrow had. Arrow car or Batmobile, Arrow car. Batcave, Arrow cave. You know, Batman's got a sidekick. Green Arrow's got a sidekick. I'm not so sure that he didn't murder that kid's parents just to,
just to put that out there.
Exactly. I'm not saying nothing. But if you see a green like arrow through my forehead tomorrow, there you go.
I hope I don't fucking see that. Jesus Christ.
Right?
What's wrong with Mike? I got an arrow to the head.
Yeah, I know. That one fucking sucked.
But I like how there are links to the Justice Society, but it's
through Black Canary.
Legacy. It's the legacy materials and stuff like that, and I think that's more so. And I'm not making the comparison. I'm not DC v Marvel. I love them both, but like that seems to happen more with DC characters.
That's very true. But back in the 80s, back in the late 70s, early 80s, when Jim Shooter was in charge of Marvel, you saw stuff like that happen all the time. Like you'd watch especially with Perez, or like the more visual storytellers, the people who put the stuff in the backgrounds. You would see like the Beast walking down a hallway in Avengers Mansion, and there's a picture of Reed Richards. And you're like, holy shit, why would they have Reed Richards? And they're like, you know what? It's signed. Hey, Tony Stark, love you. Reed Richards. And you're like, holy shit.
Little things to connect the universe.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, there's just like so much like little stuff. Like Spider-Man be swinging by, and he'd be like, hey, look, there's Cyclops and Jean Grey. Hey, how you doing, guys? And he'd swing by and say hello to him.
I'm surprised that they don't do that like in more animated things. Like even in the background, I would love to see that. Can you imagine watching like Spider-Verse and then just like, hey, is that Daredevil? Like for like a split second.
Wait a minute, is that Power Man and Iron Fist? That is so badass.
Because you have to realize like how populated some of these cities are with heroes.
Yeah.
That you're just like, there has to be like simultaneous fights going on.
Oh my god, of course.
And so I would love more of that. If that would be something that would happen more in the DCU moving forward, I'm all for it. Even just little glimpses, like just like Supergirl, yeah. just quick, like don't even acknowledge
fucking
it.
Batmite.
No, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for what James is doing. Because Creature Commandos is a fucking great jumping off point. And as the voicemail goes off for James Silent Bob Stacks.
I refuse. Whoever this is, I'm not getting back to you.
I'm just not. Just can't do it.
Hi, I want to be on your podcast. Sorry.
I guess so. What's up, Bob Perlitz? What's up, Levi? Thank you guys for tuning in. Man, I'm just I'm watching a lot of good stuff lately too. I just finished this show called Banshee that's on HBO Max.
Oh, isn't that with what's his name? Anthony
Starr before he became Homelander.
Homeboylander.
Homeboylander.
See that?
Wow, I really would say that, huh?
What's up, Homeboylander?
Dap him up.
Then you're like missing half your head.
And I'll never call you Homeboylander again.
What was I saying?
But Banshee is Homeboylander playing this criminal who stumbles into a small town right as the sheriff gets murdered and decides to assume the sheriff's identity to just be like, Yeah, I'm the sheriff now.
It's like you look nothing like him, but we'll let it slide.
Because no one apparently met the sheriff that was coming in. No one had a photo, and just does it with ease.
Right.
But it's this great little crime drama. It was like 38 episodes. It was when Cinemark was Cinemark. It was when Cinemax was trying to do like original programming.
Gotcha.
That for like a hot second, and then they were like, nah. So it was only 4 seasons, and even the final season is only like 8 episodes. But it's a dope watch. It was a good show.
I was just talking to somebody about that, about just the thought of so many streaming services right now, and everybody jockeying for position, and how many bundles can you fucking have? Like, I think I want to bundle everything.
People think that there's more streaming services now. I think it's way less than what we've had, because you got to remember, like, even with the show that I was just talking about, Cinemax had their own app. Like, everybody had their app until they just realized, hey, maybe let's just be the parent company that has the app. Like, everybody and their mother had a streaming service for a while. Like, even HBO had HBO Go for some. The only reason I remember that is because that's how I watched Sopranos for a long time. So there was streaming services everywhere. I think things have become a lot more consolidated in where these libraries end up, but at the same time, it's still a clusterfuck of where everything is. Why is my Paramount show on HBO Max? I hate that so much.
Wait a minute, there are Paramount shows on HBO Max that I could watch, like Star Trek and stuff?
Well, you know what I'm talking about, where like some libraries will move. Like, they won't just be permanently like, hey, this is the home of Star Trek, because of whatever deals they made like 10 years ago, and they have to like rotate. So there will probably become a time where Star Trek will probably not be on Paramount. It'll probably be on HBO Max or Tubi under whatever weird ass deal there is.
But that's the fucked up thing, because I bought something on Amazon Prime, and guess what?
Are you serious?
I still have season 2 of. I bought Superman and the Legion of Superheroes, the full both seasons, and I only have season 2 on there
because they took away season 1.
Because they took away season 1.
And
so I'm like, you motherfuckers.
That delves into a whole other thing that pisses me off.
Of course,
that's also why I'm always pro physical media, man. Go out and buy the DVD or the Blu-ray, please do.
I'm with you, buddy,
because you don't realize these companies can just take your library away like that.
Oh yeah,
and it's gone. Like, that's why I don't ever really spend on digital library stuff. Like, if anything, I'll rent it, but I'll never like buy it.
No,
that just seems
douche.
Yeah, even Bob he's like, oh yeah, these Cinemax is gone.
This is gone.
Showtimes is gone. Discovery Plus is gone.
Bob, why don't you just tell us what's still around?
Tubi, HBO Max, Netflix.
There you go. That's it.
Just go. It's just going to be those 3 in a couple of years.
Pretty much.
It's going to be Disney.
You can't get anything. Nothing's on there. You can watch. You watch Twilight Zone and
Brave New World when it comes back.
Strange New World.
Strange New World.
Like Brave New World. And let's talk about what Anthony Mackie said.
I didn't hear. Wait, what did he say?
Okay. Anthony Mackie, I don't want to butcher his words, but Anthony Mackie was talking about being Captain America. And he said, you know what? I don't consider those things American. He's like, I consider being, a stand-up guy, being things that are, worldwide. And like I said, I was butchering. If you want to look it up.
I'm curious.
Yeah, please do.
Is this like the latest thing people are complaining about?
Oh, yeah.
He came out with another statement I think like
yesterday.
But
it was one of those fucked up statements that you're like, it's one of those non-apologies that actually piss you off even more.
That was the first thing I typed in. Anthony comments.
Yes, there you go.
The actor turned heads when he previously said, to me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term America should be one of those representations.
Which I think is that's a fucked up thing to say when you're
playing Captain America.
And I get it. If you have issues with shit, stuff that goes down, I get that. And you could.
Yes.
But I don't think that, your non-apology.
Continued, he said, wait, I'll go back to that comment in a minute, 3 Alarm Comics. I'm just waiting for my stuff to load. Here we go. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity, Mackie continues. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable.
Okay.
I want to know the full context because I can't look it up right now. Like, I want to know, like, in like the linear fashion of what he's talking about. And because I can understand the anger around that, like the annoyance by some people, but at the same time, it seems to be kind of questioning, especially with what things are going on right now. And again, we're not a political show. It's just, that just seems to be a statement being said around the current climate of things. Because, I mean, hey, even our own government went after Captain America in previous movies. So, like, there's aspects of it that are always going to be complicated. Mm-hmm. But I think there's an element that you are right when you're playing Captain America, maybe sit down and shut up.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you for saying that. Because, I mean, I don't want to be like that. Oh, look, he's a white guy who's never known anything but privilege, which is, everybody's got their fucking shit.
But that's the thing is, like, he can say that because of maybe his own experience with that. And I agree in some way, shape, or form. I'm not committing to anything because, again, I don't know the full context of this interview because I really didn't know what this was. In fact, we were joking about a whole other thing people were bitching about before this show started. God, yeah. But I don't know. I think people are just heated because everything's kind of crazy right now.
Yeah.
And I think that is just the easiest thing to kind of latch on to and kind of hate bandwagon.
You know what? I'm gonna say something that I want y'all to realize this. We as a species we're genetically engineered to be in survival mode almost constantly. That's what we need. We are fight or flight. So when you're not doing either one of those things, because most people don't really have to worry about where your next meal's coming from. Most people can figure out where they're going to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about, what I do think we need is more boots on the ground with mental health. That's a whole nother thing, and that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is like we're just 3 dudes talking about things we like in comic books,
nerdy stuff,
and I'm like, I got no stance to talk about the current state of America.
No,
and I'll do that in my private time.
Yeah, exactly, and that's not what I'm talking about either.
I don't think you are.
I'm saying that we find shit to fight about for no fucking reason because we're not out there fighting saber-toothed tigers.
Hey, I like red. You like blue?
Exactly.
Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. And we will throw down all over that's why road rage became such a fucking thing. Because you're going to your white collar goddamn job and you want to feel like a man, so you're going to throw down with that dude in the Prius. So go to town, man. I mean, I fucking get it.
It's always a dude in the Prius.
Yeah, it always is. So, and it's like, just calm the fuck down. And I mean, and I'm as guilty of it, if not more than a lot of people.
What, road rage?
Well, I mean, not so much anymore. It's so weird because once people point that shit out to you, you're like, yeah, I kind of am a douchebag behind the wheel of a car. So you have a choice. Either fess up to what you're doing and be like, I got to change, or else I'm gonna get murdered out on a highway, or or get murdered out on a highway. Those are your two choices.
Everyone knows about the stereotypical like anger vein that pops out and stuff like that. I try to just keep level head at all. I try, but if you drive stupid around me, like oh my god, it's. I guess I get so angry is because I know stupid. because I am stupid sometimes. Don't be stupid
Everybody
on a
is.
highway.
Yeah.
And I get so heated. Oh my God. My buddy Scotty decided to play a great joke on me. This is maybe about a year before the pandemic. I'm driving around my old neighborhood, and he is, what I didn't know, it was him. A car was riding my coattails, just bumper to bumper, and I'm getting pissed, like angry. So then I finally just right into a plaza, and the car follows me, and I get out of my car, and I forgot what I was holding, like just something like defensive, and then my buddy Scotty jumped out of the car, was like, "Christian, it's me!" And I was like, "Oh, thank God!" Like it was the one time in the universe where there was like, "Hey, maybe that didn't start as your friend, but I'm gonna make you your friend right now to make sure that you don't kill a motherfucker." Because
that escalated quickly.
No, 110%.
Christian jumped out of his car with a trident. Like
Trident.
On some fucking Aquaman type shit. Oh, you want to go?
I'll show you King of the fucking Deep, motherfucker. It's like, Christian, it's me, dude. I'm just messing with you.
Oh my God. I love the idea that I just drive around with a trident. I probably will.
It's just there. It's like I didn't know I was driving around. It was just there.
Oh,
I guess
God.
I willed it into existence. So yeah.
He just hops out with Mjolnir. But like I've had moments of road rage, but I've never felt like that angry before. It just felt like that person was just trying to get into an accident with me. So and I didn't know it was my friend. But I was so grateful that it was my friend when it was all said and done.
Like, oh fuck, I would have been guilty of homicide.
For real.
Christian, you're probably wanted for murder. Oh, that would have been awesome.
Oh, that explains the warrant from Ohio.
Ding dong, ding dong. Mike, I need to borrow your basement for 6 months.
Maybe 7. 8 at the most.
You'll never know I'm there.
Comment from 3 Alarm Comments.
Oh, of course, yes.
My
Scotty.
daughter is listening in and remembers riding in the car with my all too well in Dallas.
Oh, come on. I wasn't that bad. Although,
Wait.
People are just annoying as shit, especially like these fucking shit kickers in Dallas. Oh my God. Like, hey, how you doing? I was like, get the fuck out of my way.
When he drove to Chicago with Johnny, does he get road rage?
Oh my God, no. You would think that he would. But no, he's just like, I'm like, put your fucking foot on the gas.
He always goes like 15 under.
I got road rage
for
in
him.
The driver in the passenger seat. I'm like, motherfucker, drive. So, no, he did a great job. And I was like, but it's like, Johnny, go around this guy because it's your grandmother.
It's something in the Jersey water.
Hearse. Go around it.
It's a funeral progression.
Yeah.
Procession.
Progression. No, you can progress to death. That's right.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
So in other words, we all have anger management issues that we need to deal with.
Shit, yeah, and Anthony Mackie, I hope you get the help that you need. So yeah, whatever. Like I said, we're at the top of the food chain, and where do you go from there except each other? Then that's I mean, I saw there were sociology experiments back in the 50s and 60s where like they put rats in like enclosed places and
the mazes and shit.
Yeah, no, not just mazes, but they put them in enclosed places, and they sort of had their own like social strata, and like the old people rats would get like bullied by the young punk rats. And I can just imagine like little rats, like white lab rats in black.
You're waiting to write this comic.
I am actually, and they're like black fucking leather jackets, stabbing like the old people who are like in with little rat walkers. So stealing their rat pension checks.
Stealing their rat pension checks is fucking great. Oh my God.
That'll be the name of our comic, Rat Pension Check.
No, that's our punk band.
Yes.
Oh man, that
was gonna be my debut porno, though.
Oh, God.
Rat Pension Check. It's like when you have to watch that, you're like, the fuck is Rat Pension Check?
Bob Perlit's Rat Side Story.
There you go. Right.
I like Rat Side Story. That's a punk band
on the Ratter front.
Oh man. So there was in the week of people love to complain and bitch about stuff. There was another thing people were complaining and bitching about. Because people got nothing better to do. People were complaining about Superman, apparently.
You people should drive a little bit more and get your anger out in a more healthy way.
Yeah. Not getting mad at CGI flying Superman.
Or jump a jet, hop a jet, go down to Dallas, and just drive around looking for me. There you go.
Drive around Jersey. You'll have real fun.
Oh my God!
Road rage is where Jersey is where road rage is actually born.
Yes, we're the patron saint of road rage. So.
That's our biggest export. The world takes our road rage. Preston Trenton makes. But yeah, that was literally the first thing we're talking about before the show. Because you even told me, because I was just not aware. Again, I'm trying to tune out most of that like complaint bullshit. Because I'm like, you're complaining about CGI in a Superman movie?
But you know what's great about that is that James Gunn responded to that.
Did he really?
And was like, oh no, this is not CGI. He's like, this is an actual camera, a wide lens camera on him. Yeah, his eyes are going to look weird. That's what happens.
This guy actually flew. I got him all sorts of mescaline and mushrooms, and the fucker flew.
You'd be surprised what people can do under lots of drugs.
Damn straight, man. Oh my God, it's amazing.
That's the teaser poster for this new Superman. You'll actually see a man fly. Oh my God. Why complain? People just love to figure out little things,
man.
Like,
just enjoy the shit out of it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still hyped for Superman. I don't care.
Look,
like people were even complaining about Crypto, and I'm like, why are you complaining about the dog? Why are you complaining about anything? We're about to all sit down and watch a Man That Can Fly movie that has super strength.
Yeah.
Enjoy the level of disbelief.
And we're going to watch Nathan Fillion as a super fucking hero.
Like,
he's voiced superheroes before. He was the voice in Justice League Doom. He was Hal Jordan.
Yes, yeah.
So he's Hal Jordan. Guess what? He's now Guy Gardner. So fuck you.
He's Hal Jordan a lot, too.
He looks like Hal Jordan, for God's sakes. I mean, so much more so than Ryan Reynolds. Both Canadians, by the way.
Man, that would actually be the funniest thing if even in this multiverse laden future of comic book movies, somehow they brought Ryan Reynolds back to play Green Lantern for a second. And they're all like, who the fuck are you? He's like, I'm
Hal Jordan. I'm the greatest Green Lantern ever. They're like,
someone opens a portal and pushes him in.
Exactly.
It's that quick John Krasinski, Reed Richards kind of cameo.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where it's not going to last. This will never happen again.
Oh, and that breaks my heart. So
I know, but that cameo was great.
That was great.
But if they would ever do that with Ryan Reynolds, horrible Green Lantern, I would find that funny. Because I just think that would just tickle me. Oh man. So much complaining, so little time. And I don't understand it. Just enjoy it. We're lucky. We're in an age where we're getting what looks to be a good Superman movie.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful for that.
Yeah. And Mike, I actually got a question. You're speaking about like CGI. So, I mean, you saw Superman, the original Christopher Reeve in theaters.
Yes.
So
did I believe a man could fly?
No, well,
not really.
No. But like,
I gotta be honest with you, not so much.
So that's what I was gonna say. Like, so when you watch like the CGI, the special effects in that movie at the time when you saw it in theaters as a kid, was that something you were like, holy crap, like that looks good? Or are you like, could you tell then that's like, like that was?
We could tell, and you could tell now. It's the same thing.
You can definitely tell now, right?
And even back then, it's like we weren't mentally handicapped back in the day. We had eyes and we could think.
Yeah, right.
We had thought processes. But yeah,
no. We were like, there's The Wire.
Exactly. But there was, even if you watch Superman 2, and where they're like, the Kryptonian supervillains are using their super breath, and everybody's like falling all over the place, and the guy's eating an ice cream cone, and it like hits the lady in the face. You can see the black string. I'm like, there's a fucking black string. I'm like, and even back then, I'm like, it's like 3 feet long. You can fucking see it.
Yeah.
So, but you're like, I'll let it go. For the same reason that the trench scenes in Star Wars look so freaking badass because it had never been done before.
Right.
I mean, when we had Superman in Adventures of Superman in the 50s, which we would watch every afternoon in the 70s, it was always him running. He'd jump out a window. And I mean, that was fucking bad on his knees, I'm sure. But you knew he was flying, he was jumping onto a mattress. And then you'd see him like flying like this, and his feet were straight out. And you're like, that's horrible. That's god awful.
Wouldn't they change it into a cartoon when he was flying?
No.
Like it would look like he'd jump out the window. I saw a video, like an old Superman clip, and it's like he jumps out the window, then when he's flying, it transferred to like a sketch of him flying.
I think so. Because you saw him and his legs were all stiff and his feet were like pointing straight down. You're like, that's fucked up.
Was this like the old like George Reeves Superman?
Yes. Not the Christopher Reeve, no plural, Superman, yes. So yeah, George Reeves.
I'm actually very glad you made the distinction because I would have butchered it. But I thank you for that.
That's all right.
I vaguely kind of understand what you're talking about, Jack, because like there were sometimes things like that would happen in old movies, but I don't know if it was Superman. I just
like
don't
the
know.
Wizard of Oz. They did that with the lady in the
witch.
The witch, but she was riding the bicycle. So you're like watching that and go, yeesh. And oh my goodness, yes, because you had, and if you watched Shazam on they had a Shazam live action with.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Michael Gray and as Billy Batson, Les Tremayne as Mentor, which nothing sketchy about a dude and a teenage boy riding around in a fucking Winnebago.
Was it the same Shazam in Legends of the Superheroes?
Different.
Oh.
Yeah, that was fucking sketchy as shit. Yeah, it was was that?
Oh my god, it was
the
Filmation.
The Filmation, yeah.
This was a Filmation
Prescott
live
and
action
Scheimer.
show.
Yeah, Lou Scheimer.
Oh my god! It's their first non-animated show.
Yeah,
I actually just bought the book on his life, and
that's amazing. That's such a cool book, and it was they did ISIS after that, which was also pretty cool. But you'd see her flying, and she was like gorgeous. I was like, oh my god, her name is Joanna Cameron, and she would fly around with her arms behind her, which I'm like, that is badass. But yeah, it was Jackson Bostwick and John. I forget what it was a big beefier guy. He had a gut. I'm like, wow, he went to the Adam West School of Keeping Yourself Fit. So yeah.
Oh, that's really. You just reminded me of a question Jack was going to ask.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Because right before the show started, you were like, "Hey, take it away."
What is it could be comic book, cartoon, anything. What is your all-time favorite Batcave?
Live action?
Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna go live action first. Only just because I love the charm of it. It is Adam West's Batman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Batcave, especially because I think that it was the first one to. Oh my God, Dennis just left the perfect comment about your special effects thing. We saw the strings in Thunderbirds and we didn't care.
No, we didn't. No, you're absolutely right.
Thank you for making that reference, Dennis. I love me some Thunderbirds. That's dope. But with oh my god, yeah. So was Adam West's Batcave the first one to introduce the idea of a turntable for the Batmobile?
I think so.
Because I think that has permeated through every single iteration
afterwards. Yeah,
afterwards.
Well, because what are you gonna do? Have a turnaround?
I know it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, that should absolutely be in the Batcave, but like, artists aren't going to take the time out of their day and when drawing these books to illustrate what you really can't convey in the book of the Batmobile turning around too much. I don't know. Like, I just love the design of Adam's Batcave so much because it's so obvious what it is. Like, it's the Batcave. Yeah. And I love the idea of the technology that'll switch them into their costumes as they slide down the pole.
One of the I was like, holy shit, they've got like robot arms, or they're just like, all right, cool. And shit just puts the stuff on for them. They slide into, like Robin slides into the crotch hugging.
Yeah, like I always thought it was like on some like Wallace and Gromit type things where it's like, here's your sweater, here's your pants. Like, I love that. And it's the only one where you slide down like it's a fireman's pole. Yeah. Like, why can't
like your crotch should like be naked? You should like run out and you're full frontal. So yeah, there you go.
Animated though, I would say, I know it's obvious, but it's Batman the Animated Series. I love the macabre take on it, where it also, as the years go on, it becomes Batman's villain memorabilia collection, like the giant penny and all that type of stuff. So,
well, for me, it'd be the Brave and the Bold, because he had that, but it was also very scientific. He had the computers out, and I mean, like the animated series had the computers, but it was like just one little console.
It was one station.
Yeah. But Brave and the Bold, it was like all over the fucking place. And he had the atomic pile. Plus he had, for some ungodly reason, he had these parapets. Why the hell do you need parapets in a cave? You don't. But he did. So. Brave and the Bold Batcave?
I love this show.
There you go.
And I just want to remind myself.
The fact that he had the console that looked like a bat. So that was fucking pretty awesome. Because, I mean, that's branding 101.
This is true. Yeah. That's always fun when they're leaning into the design of the bat everywhere.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And I think that's also why the 66 Batmobile is my favorite. Because they're just like, bat this, bat that, even the car, bat. Like,
everything was everything had like dino tape on it, or Dymo tape. It was like, there we go. Here's the bat, Visiphone. So,
what about you, Jack?
I was going to say the Adam West one or Michael Keaton's, but I feel like Michael Keaton's, you're really easy to like fall to your death. You know what I mean? Because it seems like
unless you're Batman.
Unless you're Batman.
Even he wasn't all that. I mean, he couldn't move his head, so he's like,
what cliff?
Exactly. Yes.
That
and
cliff.
then in The Dark Knight, Christian Bale's like, wasn't there a Batcave? It was like that room. It was like in the bottom of a. Remember, they had to go in like that crate, and it was like an elevator that took them down.
It wasn't a cave. It was like a. Oh wait, no,
grotto.
there was.
It wasn't a grotto. It had water in it.
Oh,
it was like a fucking waterfall.
Yes.
They're like, who needs a water? I mean, who are you, Hugh Hefner?
The Batcave has a water feature.
Because Batman was into water play. What the fuck? Holy shit! Well, Christian Bale might have been. I don't know.
I don't know. I think you are right about the falling to your death thing about Keaton's Batcave, but there is just something in me that also loves that design, just because of how macabre it is.
It's Anton Burst.
Yeah, so I'm like,
but it was it would have been really cool if Chris, was it the guy who played Robin, Chris O'Donnell? Was it Chris O'Donnell?
Yeah,
Chris. Yeah, I just want to make sure that there's an O. It's like not just Chris O'Donnell. Chris O'Donnell. If Chris O'Donnell had fallen to his death, that would have been all right. I could have dealt with that because he was a bitch. As far as Robin goes, I mean, he was a real bitch.
There's not many great redeeming factors about that movie, and that plays into one of them.
No, yeah, and his really weird earring.
That's the really weird thing in Batman and Robin.
No, not Batman and Robin. Batman Forever.
Well, yes, both of those movies. That's the weird thing.
That was one of the weird things, and also like a kid who's, I think he was like 40 when he played Robin. So, like, it's good of you to take him in, Bruce. Poor kid's got nothing. I mean, granted, he's 83, but still.
A bad credit card.
No, that was Batman and Robin. I'm talking.
No, I know, but still, it's just so bad.
Of course it is. It sucked horribly. It sucked major league.
No, I used to. Well, not used to. I even occasionally still watch his videos. I used to be a big fan of the Nostalgia Critic, and he used to have this just recurring segment where anytime someone bought a bad credit card, he would just go manic. Like, he was just like, why? Why do you remind me of this travesty? And then finally, years later, someone brought the joke up again and then had like a legitimate excuse as to why it would exist. Of course, Batman has a fucking credit card. Will it say Batman on it? Probably not. But Batman has expenses. So somewhere there is more than likely a bad credit card.
Or there is a line item in Wayne Industries that has bat shit on it. Like just bat guano. And it's like, holy fuck, that's like $80 million? That's what that fucker spends?
Bat guano?
Yeah, seriously. But actually, one of the coolest things, and I think it was Chuck Dixon who did it, and Robin. One of the, in the hundreds of, the Robin solo series, where Tim Drake was, he's like, it costs money to be Batman. He's like, this is what... and
Batman is a $3 million a year enterprise.
No, more than that. He's like right here. He's like heating the cave alone is like $30,000 a month, and I'm like, those fucking bats live better than you, me, and Jack put together. So I'm like,
I mean, that's kind of given when you realize like all the things that need to be made, the things that need to be maintained,
and who does all that stuff for him? Because you have to think about that, and like the reporters say, follow the money.
Yeah,
because you can find out who Batman is if you follow the money, because somebody is making those batarangs. It's not like Bruce is down there welding at 3 o'clock.
We don't see it. We don't see him pressing these fucking things into shape.
No,
we don't see the line item. Why do you need 6 tons of rolled steel?
Yeah, for what? What do you do with that fucking?
I'm sorry, Lois Lane would be able to figure out who the fuck Batman is in a heartbeat.
Oh my god, yeah. Superman is like very low key. He's got boots and a cape.
I mean, you take the glasses.
Well, that could be part of his, Daily Planet.
What were you going to say, Jack? Sorry.
I was going to say, did Lucius make all of Batman's stuff?
No, Lucius was a high-ranking guy. I mean, that'd be pretty fucking horrible. And it's almost, I would say, racist of Batman to be like, hey, Lucius, you mind making me my Batarang?
Well, no, the only reason
you motherfucker.
Well, I know they have that in like the...
Hey, Emancipation Proclamation. Back then, motherfucker. That's what I would say.
Well, like I know,
stand up for yourself, Lucius.
What, bro?
I'm just saying.
Well, like I know if you
in the Dark Knight,
in the Dark Knight, and even like in the Batman Arkham games, like Lucius is his guy to make his stuff, make his Batmobile, like all his prototypes.
No, they had a guy named Harold in the comics, and he was, and I can't believe that this was ever a fucking thing. He was a hunchback.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a hunchback. He had no friends, and I'm thinking he was created by Alan Grant, and he was a hunchback who had no friends, and like Gothamites hunted him. So
what the fuck?
I'm telling you, Gotham not the best place to live, especially if you want
that rent is probably cheap.
Yeah,
just fucked up. So yeah, he did all that stuff for him, and as a matter of fact, what's his name? Hush, Tommy Elliott fixed his hump.
I need to look up this Batman character, Harold the Mechanic. Like
yeah, go ahead.
That's amazing. But that point, which is covered in Robert Sparkly Vampire's Batman.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, he fixes his own Batmobile. He created the Batmobile.
Well, we also have Michael Keaton after Batman Returns, when he had to like jettison out and become the Bat Missile, Bat Dildo, whatever the hell that thing was.
Where it shot out of the car.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's like, he was in overalls that he got at, I'm assuming Harbor Freight, because they look like that's where they were from.
Can't you also track tires? Because like
you bet you can.
Yeah, you can track tires.
They make
like,
batches.
Because I've always thought of that. I'm like, wait, in an age of CSI, how has no one taken the prints of the Batmobile and just been like, hey, where does Batman get his tires from? Like, like we know he gets them from this specific shop. Like, are they, or is just everything just custom made? And then at what point are you just kind of past the, like, I'm asking way too many questions about how Batman does any of this. He's Batman. He just gets it done. Like,
I used to wonder that about Dr. Doom. Same thing. Cause you're fucking Dr. Doom. You got this heat ray like aimed at the Baxter building. Fucking thing is huge. It's like 16 stories tall. And you're like, where'd you get this shit? Did you contract out? I mean, did you get, where did it come from? Where all these
Bob Berlin's Bruce Wayne out here boosting wheels.
Yeah.
I'll go even further.
That's how we met Jason Todd. Jason Todd was out there. He stole the tires off the Batmobile.
Oh my God. I love the idea that, like, let's say a part failed on the Batmobile, that Batman's got to go out and scrounge some parts. Bruce Wayne caught stealing catalytic converter.
Yeah, I think he dresses matches Malone to do that. So he does one of it, yeah. Or he dress up like old Alfred. Dress up like, ooh. And how did fucking Commissioner Gordon not notice?
No one can find me if I steal all my tires.
Not notice that the guy answering the fucking phone has a British accent. How many people in Gotham City have British accents besides the commissioner and this other fucking dude?
Oh, it's the whole district, man. There's
Little Britain. Gotcha.
Little Britain. Oh my God. Batman meets Dominic Toretto. It's a stalemate. Dom can get him parts. They both bond over the same thing. Family.
The Batman family?
The Batman family and the Dom Toretto family.
So there's there's a Dom Toretto mite out there. It's gotta be fucking awesome. The little Vin Diesel just floating around. I'm your biggest fan.
Listen, I mean, Fast and Furious, those movies, they're not going anywhere direction wise. Moving forward, there's nowhere else to go. If superhero crossovers were it, I'm not complaining. I would
like to see like mystery men, like Mr. Furious and Dom Toretto. That would work for me. The shoveler,
oh my God.
Because
I'm
he can
smelling
shovel.
Burnt toast.
There you go.
Oh man, I think this is it, guys.
Yes, it is time to go.
It's time to go.
Folks, I'm sorry. We've had entirely too much fun at your expense.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Live from the Secret Stash. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Bye.
Hey kids, we're live at the Secret Stash with Mike, Julia, and Christian. It's the Hella Bash. Tune in and check out the podcast. We got the nerd button on repeat and we're gonna smash. Come on in, I assure you that we're open. Shoe polish on our signs, cause our locks are always broken. You need that view askew? You know we got you, dude. Showing gratitude and always smiling, never rude. Top 5 movie reviews and what's new. We bringing out the big guns when we coming through.